Right, October Red Boxing. Here with an old friend, someone I've known for a while. Welcome back to Daley Perales. How are you?
Very good indeed.
We've got loads to catch up on, but what I want you to do is to let our viewers know what you've kind of like been up to over the last few months, because you've been a very, very busy teacher.
Yeah, I mean, amongst my pro fighters, I started off this month in Dubai for the Floyd Mayweather fight. Straight after the fight, I left the arena, got a flight. I couldn't even celebrate. Straight to Texas, 18-hour flight. Then my brother KO'd someone in first round over there. Then it was straight back, Martin Foru, and he KO'd someone in the second round on Friday night. And now we've got George tonight.
You're someone that's a boxing purist, and I know because of your brother, King Kenny, you've sort of like had a bit of like the YouTube influence. What was it that sort of like converted you to that? Because I know you're a boxing purist, so I could have just imagined how you was to start off with.
Yeah, there was some hesitation, obviously, but when it all come down to it, he's my brother. So I couldn't say no to him. You know, he's family. But what I told him from the beginning, if we're going to do this, let's do this properly, and let's separate ourselves away from the rest and how they conduct themselves in the YouTube world, and let's conduct ourselves as real fighters, real professionals. Show me dedication, the focus, and the willingness to learn and work on the craft on a daily basis. And that's what he's done. Surrounded him with my pro fighters as well, which has helped. So yeah.
The rest is history. So obviously we had like the first couple of fights. I'm going to talk about King Kenny first because we can move on to Deji after. We had the first couple of fights. Controversial wins, I will say. So what, your words, what was it like this time when he, you know, that win, it's a knockout, it's a win, it's a clear win?
Yeah, well, it's all about the progression. So whether people like it or not, controversial or not, the first two fights, he got in there with people that's already been fighting and got experience. Especially the last one at O2 Arena, he had 10 years fighting experience. Kenny only started in 2021. So we learned a lot from those fights to take into, you know, his third fight, which was fighting someone more around his level. I think he still had more fights than Kenny, but it was more around his level. And that's what we was trying to tell people. He was in there with experienced people. So the things that he was doing in the gym, it couldn't transfer over because he's in there against experienced people that have done it. And you saw in his third fight, everything he'd done in the gym, even though it ended in like a minute and a half, he displayed everything in that minute and a half.
But what I really like to see is like the genuine joy, like you know, I've done it. You could see that in his face. And obviously with you, that's your baby brother. You were the one, you're kind of like, you're the one that's brought him into it or showed him boxing. And now you're nurturing him through it. And he's actually turning into a boxer. Because I know how you train your fighters. So, you know, Kenny's not just going to be an average YouTuber. What are your plans for him?
Just to get to the top of his, you know, his lane, which is YouTube boxing. But then something's, you know, only the other day it started creeping in my head that he could be the first YouTuber to actually turn professional for real. And I'm not saying be a world champion or that, but just to win a Southern Area title for him would be one hell of an achievement. It's not quite there yet, but it started creeping into my mind that maybe in a couple of years, when he's done with this, he could do it.
And have you mentioned it to him?
Yeah, and he's like, no. You know, that's Martin and George. They're the world champs. I said, you're a champion in your own right, man. Believe in yourself. Not saying we're going to do it, but it's there because obviously he's training with George. He's training with Martin. He's training like a professional. He conducts himself outside the ring like a professional, which is the main thing. And actually in Texas, the commission, which was a real professional commission out there, brought me and Kenny to a side and just said, he's one of the most professional YouTubers out of all of them. The way he conducts himself in the ring and outside the ring, you know, he looks like a real professional fighter, yeah.
So well done to him. I'm really happy to see that he's done what he's done and he's achieved it and he's got that knockout. Like I said, I could see the joy in his face. But we're going to move on to Deji. I remember when we spoke at the Misfits events and he said that, you know, he had to have a real word with himself. He had to go back to the drawing board and really work hard. And then he put on that really good performance on that show. What happened between him winning that fight and then all of a sudden he's going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather in like an exhibition fight? What happened?
It's just a connection. We know someone that knows someone. It's not. We never asked for the fight or the exhibition. It just come upon us. I was actually getting treatment at the osteopath. Saw missed calls from Deji, so I called him back after I finished my session, and he goes, "You want the good news or bad news?" I said, "Give me the bad news." He goes, "The bad news, I'm fighting a pro boxer next." And he said, "The good news is Floyd Mayweather." So I was,
Wow.
yeah, so I was like, all right, it's an exhibition. No records are on the line. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And now Floyd is retired. Not many people can get to share a ring with one of the greatest of all time. So just see it as a lesson. You know, you're going to learn from it. In the fight, I did want him to do more because I'm like, it's an exhibition, like, you know, go through it a bit more. But I do understand when you're in there with Floyd and you're inexperienced and a novice, you are going to hesitate to, you know, do what you want to do, like when he done with, like what he done against Fuzi at the O2 Arena. You know, Floyd's he's the master at manipulation. So yeah.
He's one of your favourite fighters. He's a fighter that we've often debated about off camera. So to see you out there, and this is just me personally to you, to see you out there like arranging, being part of an exhibition fight with with Deji and Floyd Mayweather, it was like, it's just so surreal how the conversations you can have one year turn into something like a couple of years later. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, what I experienced, I still haven't processed it because I've been so busy. I had to get straight on a flight, so I still haven't processed it. I still haven't even watched the fight back, you know, but it was crazy to speak to Floyd, you know, get that respect from him.
What was he like, if you don't mind? Well, yeah.
Yeah, cool guy. He was a cool guy. He respects the craft. Like, I think it all started at the London press conference when I gave him his flowers and I just said, thank you for a legendary career, something like that I said. And I remember in the video, when I look back at that press conference, I said, I'm from a boxing family, all my brothers fight. As soon as I said that, he turned, you know what I mean? So he locked in. So from that moment there, I think, you know, he respected me from that moment. And then he let me know as well in the ring after the fight. And he just said, you're one hell of a coach. So I'm taking that to the grave. Yeah.
Yeah, because Deji caught him on his eye, didn't he? I saw that go viral, yeah.
And obviously Floyd could hear my coaching and my advice, you know, from ringside. And he was looking at me, talking to me, playing around with me, you know what I mean? So I was playing around with him. Yeah, we just had fun. It was a good experience.
And I saw you out there with Roy Jones Jr. What was that like? Because I know that is your idol, so as such, how was that?
Oh, that was crazy. The first thing I done, I whipped out my phone. After I took a picture of him, I whipped out my phone and I said, take a look at this. And it was me and Roy Jones side by side. I made a video side by side comparison.
Yes, I remember that.
And he was like, oh my God. Then he started telling his pro fighters and other people, hey, look, check this out. He's got it down. He's got this down. And then he started showing him my fighters and the way I teach. And then he's invited me over to Pensacola, Florida, to go and, you know, be with him and his fighters and just cook up some stuff, you know what I mean?
What a year it's been for you. What a year, like roller coaster.
Is a roller coaster, and especially when right in the beginning, before my brother asked me to train him, I was against all the YouTube stuff. But now I train my brother, and because of the way I've taught him how to conduct himself, I understand it and I get it. And with Misfits, they done well by bringing on Wasserman to make it professional and run properly, you know. And just like Mams Taylor and KSI said, they said, we're not trying to go into the professional world. We're trying to create our own lane. And that's why you see their own rankings, their own belts now. So I think if it stays like that, No one's got a problem. You know what I mean? So I think it's good. It's brought more eyes onto boxing. I get DMs all the time from people saying, "Oh, I'm inspired by Deji and Kenny and your training, and it's made me want to start boxing." So that's a good thing, right? If you're getting people to start boxing because they're inspired, then that's a good thing, you know.
We love that. But we're going to move on to finally George Mitchell. George Mitchell's fighting tonight. This will probably go out tomorrow, so it is what it is. George Mitchell then, a fighter that was initially signed to MTK, a fighter that I've spoken to before that had the frustrations of not being active, you know, a fighter that's gone on to the small hall shows and made a couple of performances there. The journey of George Mitchell, and now he's here, you know, proving a point, ready to prove a point here with Sky Sports Boxer. Talk to us about that.
And that's exactly what he has to do tonight, is prove a point. I don't sugarcoat anything. I always tell my fighters, right, that we want to box with intelligence. We want to show our class. We want to show everyone the high levels of our craft. But at the end of the day, if the opportunity is there, we want to take them out, because that's how you stay on TV. And that's how the big promoters, you know, they want you on their platform if you're doing that. Like, let's take, for example, you got Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. Now, Ryan Garcia, yes, he's a superstar, but he's a superstar more from the social media point of view, right? Whereas Gervonta Davis, he's getting those pay-per-view numbers, selling out big arenas. Why? Because he knocks people out. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you go in there looking for knockouts, but Emmanuel Stewart is one of my favorite coaches of all time for a reason. Box with intelligence, behind that jab. But if the opening's there, don't mess around. You don't get paid overtime. Take them out.
So what can we expect from, I'm going to start calling it kind of like the school of Daley Perales. What can we expect from you in 2023?
2023.
I'm saying this because I know you've got goals and you've got ideas because we spoke about it. So.
I want to open my gym in 2023. That's the first thing. That should be happening soon. So then, yeah, just keep working hard, keep progressing, keep learning. Even me, myself as a coach, I'm forever learning, you know. I don't think I'm this or that, I'm the best, you know. We all can look up to each other and learn from each other. I think Kenny and Deji's next fights are going to be in February on the Misfits card, but Deji will be probably not sure yet. It could be Saudi Arabia, it could be Dubai, it could be anywhere. And then obviously George and Martin perform tonight, so then Boxer can really have a look at it. You know, we need to sign him. That's what I want tonight. Not have a look. We need to sign this kid. And I think that's what Martin Foru done as well. After being 9 months out because of a fractured hand, he come back. With Martin, it's a bit weird because he's undefeated, 7-0. He's got the full package, the looks. He's marketable. He can punch. But for some reason, what's up, bro? For some reason, you know, no one's giving him a promotional contract, and I don't understand that. So I hope Friday night that answers some questions like, what's going on here? He's 8-0, you know what I mean? Young, punches hard, good looking, you know what I mean? Promoter's dream, in my opinion.
We like it. I think we're going to end it there. I need to get back into your gym, actually, because it's been a while, but I'm happy to sit here and to watch the progression, the development. You know, I've known you for years, and honestly, it's a beautiful thing to see. So October Red Boxing with Daley Perales. Until the next time.
Thank you very much.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.